very well with his basketball knowledge. He's one of them ones. Now, he went on to say, and yes, I was always concerned with the bulking up. Now, I said this a couple months ago actually, before the season even started, about Caitlin Clark actually putting on all this muscle at such a fast rate. See, a lot of players add muscle, but Caitlin Clark added a lot of muscle in a short period of time. Now, bulking up muscle on someone whose game is based on speed, skill, ability, and fine movement. Replace Caitlin Clark training staff.
The ongoing health complications affecting Caitlin Clark have emerged as a central concern for basketball analysts monitoring her professional development. Her repeated physical setbacks throughout the current campaign demonstrate a troubling pattern that extends beyond typical rookie adjustment periods. Clark's medical history this season encompasses multiple distinct episodes affecting different anatomical regions. Her initial setback involved a left quadriceps muscle problem in May, requiring approximately 2 weeks of rehabilitation before clearance for competitive activity. Team medical personnel maintained clear communication protocols during this early injury phase.
Ability and fine movement. Replace Caitlin Clark training staff would be a good start. Now, Mike is basically saying that the training staff need to be completely demolished, and I have to agree with him 100%. And then he said, and hire a movement specialist. Also, there's a mechanical flaw causing all of this soft tissue on all these different parts. Now, let's bring us back here to the doc. Let's bring us back here to the doc, right? So, if you guys was to stand up, right? If you guys was to...
Subsequent health issues marked a departure from transparent reporting practices. Clark's absence from competition against Los Angeles occurred without specific diagnostic information or recovery projections, initiating the organization's preference for vague daily evaluation status updates rather than definitive medical timelines. The latest physical complication involves Clark's right groin region, presenting experts with concerns about extended recovery requirements potentially spanning 3 to 4 weeks minimum. Some medical professionals project healing periods extending to a full month depending on tissue damage severity and response to treatment interventions.
If you guys was to stand up, right, turn your right leg out like this, right, and try to walk, what's going to happen? You're going to feel a little strain inside your groin area. That's what's happening to Caitlin Clark. See, when that left groin had got hurt, it threw her mobility off. So her walk, it's not the same walk. Her movement is not the same movement. She's hurt. She's kind of walking with a limp. And what happened was it weakened the right side.
This newest injury affects the opposite side of Clark's body from her original quadriceps problem, suggesting possible compensation mechanisms contributing to her ongoing difficulties. When athletes favor one side due to injury, they often overload previously healthy structures, creating secondary problems in adjacent areas. Sports medicine experts have proposed several theories explaining Clark's susceptibility to repeated injuries. One significant hypothesis centers on her accelerated muscle development during preseason conditioning programs. Rapid strength gains achieved through intensive training can sometimes compromise flexibility and movement efficiency for players whose success depends on agility rather than raw power.
And what happened was it weakened the right side. Caitlin Clark quite essentially came back too damn fast. She came back too fast and she injured the right side, the right groin, because her mobility was off, guys. So her walk wasn't the same walk. Now, I know we all know this, but that caused it. But what really caused this injury, this is a theory, this is not facts. What really caused the injury, I believe, is the physicality of the league.
Clark's basketball effectiveness stems from quick directional changes, precise shooting form, and explosive initial movements rather than physical dominance. Substantial muscle mass increases implemented too rapidly may disrupt established movement patterns and create imbalances predisposing athletes to soft tissue injuries. Biomechanical specialists suggest Clark may have developed compensatory movement flaws following her initial injury. These altered patterns often persist beyond the original problem's resolution, creating stress concentrations in previously unaffected body regions and establishing cycles of recurring injuries. The compensation theory proposes that Clark's left side groin injury fundamentally modified her movement mechanics. Protecting the injured area naturally shifts force distribution toward the uninjured right side, potentially exceeding those tissues' normal capacity and creating vulnerability to secondary injuries. This phenomenon represents what specialists term kinetic chain disruption, where compromise in one anatomical region forces other areas to assume additional responsibilities beyond their optimal function. Clark's current injury pattern follows this predictable progression of compensatory overload. Professional basketball's physical demands present additional challenges for athletes transitioning from collegiate competition. The WNBA requires players to adapt to increased defensive aggression, sustained contact, and elevated intensity levels throughout extended seasons and practice schedule. Clark's adjustment from Iowa basketball to professional standards exposed her to dramatically intensified physical confrontation. The constant battling, defensive pressure, and contact create cumulative stress requiring significant physiological adaptation that some rookie players struggle to accommodate initially. Medical professionals recommend several advanced treatment approaches that could enhance Clark's recovery trajectory. Extended hyperbaric oxygen therapy sessions lasting 60 to 90 minutes daily show research-supported benefits for tissue regeneration and healing acceleration in athletic population. More aggressive interventions might include targeted stem cell injections addressing the affected adductor tendon attachment sites. These biological treatments utilize anti-inflammatory properties to promote faster healing while reducing re-injury risk. Without such interventions, medical experts warn Clark remains vulnerable to recurring problems throughout the remaining season. Advanced diagnostic imaging, including magnetic resonance studies, likely has been conducted to eliminate serious complications such as sports hernias, which can present similar symptoms to groin strains but require distinctly different treatment protocol. Accurate diagnosis becomes essential for implementing appropriate recovery strategies. Reports suggest Clark may be consulting independent medical specialists beyond her team's medical staff. This approach follows standard practice among elite athletes who understand the importance of obtaining multiple expert perspectives when addressing career-threatening injury patterns. Professional athletes commonly maintain relationships with specialized healthcare providers independent of organizational medical personnel. This practice ensures comprehensive care while providing additional viewpoints on complex injury situations that could influence long-term career development. The situation has illuminated potential weaknesses in Indiana's medical and conditioning infrastructure. Critics argue the organization lacks appropriate expertise for managing high-profile player rehabilitation and may require investment in specialized movement analysis and injury prevention protocol. Recommendations include recruiting dedicated movement specialists capable of identifying and correcting biomechanical deficiencies before they result in injuries. This preventive approach could address underlying causes of Clark's problems rather than simply managing individual injuries reactively.